Hey everybody, it's Daryl with DMD Realty. So today I wanted to talk about your foundation. In DFW, homes are built on basically three different types of foundations. The main one that you're going to run into are slabs. Some are built with rebar, some are built with post-tension cables. Most of the modern foundations have post-tension cable. You may have pier and beam. Those are going to be homes built probably, well, you could have some homes here built in the 1800s all the way up till about the late 50s, early 60s. And then in the North Dallas area around the Forest and Marsh intersections, you're going to find possibly what's called a screed slab, which you want to avoid that type of slab based on a class I went to taught by a foundation repair company. It has some unique characteristics which we'll just say could be expensive to take care of. So anyway, here we have really expansive soils, and if you've lived in the area at all, maybe you've been to Irving, and there's a road there called MacArthur Boulevard, goes by North Lake College. If you drive down there, you're going to feel like your head's going to bounce up and down off that roof because you feel like you're on a roller coaster. Well, that's because that soil is shrinking, expanding, shrinking, expanding. The black clay soil is like a sponge. When it gets wet, it expands. When it gets dry, it shrinks. And the street you're driving on is a lot thicker slab and has more support in it than that foundation that's underneath the house you may be looking at. So if you're driving in a neighborhood and you see streets sinking, heaving, have big potholes or sections that are cut out and been repaired, the same thing's going underneath that house that you may be looking at. And there's a map of the area showing some of the worst areas. The Irving area, one of the worst. You have Carrollton, Far West Plano, the Colony, Rockwall, parts of North Garland. I've experienced foundation issues in my parents' house. They live in one of those areas, and they've done a lot of foundation work. That's not to say that you should avoid those areas. It's just you need to be cognizant that you're going to need to be diligent to take care of your foundation. So I mentioned that black clay shrinks and rises. So what you want to do is you want to keep that foundation moist. Keep a soaker hose about 18 inches away in general. And when it's dry, keep it a constant moisture level. You don't want to get too much in because you can cause the foundation to heave. And that's no good either. Because in the summers here, it gets really dry. You let that dry up, pull away, then your house is going to fall. And a foundation's made for compressive forces, not a force that raises and drops. It's really good at holding things up, but when the ground beneath shifts, goes down, up, at some point that foundation's going to fail. So that's why you need to keep that moisture level as constant as possible. And say you're looking in that neighborhood that I just described, and you see the sidewalks, the streets look like there's waves. First thing you want to do is walk outside the house. Look and see if there's any stair step cracks in the mortar and brick. And when you're in the home, look for sloping in the floors. Look for cracks around doors and windows. If you see any cracks, first thing you want to do is have the agent check and see if there's a seller's disclosure. See if there's been foundation repair done. And if so, maybe they haven't pointed the mortar outside, maybe they haven't made the sheetrock repairs, maybe it's fresh. And if there is a warranty, you want to make sure to review and see, is there any money required in transferring this warranty, and what time frame do I have? Some may be as short as 15 days, some 30 days, some may be 60, some may have a payment involved, some may not. Hopefully that foundation company's still in business, because if another foundation company comes in and does work, they won't cover or warranty the work done by another foundation company, so keep that in mind. So if you do have a home that you're looking to sell and you're wondering if you have foundation issues, definitely get a foundation professional out there. Williamson is a great company. They've been in business for 35 years. They're not the only one. It's just one that taught a class that I went to. They come out and tell you you're going to need foundation work after they come and do an assessment. They're going to suggest that you get a pre-leak test, and the reason for that is to make sure there's not a plumbing leak that's causing the issue. And you're going to want to call your insurance professional that has the current policy on your home and see if you have any coverage. Some insurance companies provide it, some don't. You'll definitely want to call them, because I've learned that if you do not have that pre-leak inspection test done and you do have coverage for your foundation, they will not cover it. So just make sure that's done. Then once the work is done, the foundation company will also, a good one, will have, of course, an engineer's report and a post-leak plumbing test as well. So all those things are very important to make sure you've checked for leaks before to make sure that's not causing the issue, and to check for leaks after to make sure you're not going to have a new issue, because when you raise a foundation, you can have issues. And just know there's different types of pier. There's pressed concrete pilings. As I learned in the class I went to, those tend to fail more quickly. And there's steel piers, and there's a couple different types. One that will last probably longer than you need to worry about, because you're probably not going to be in the home for 50 to 70 years. But if you do need some foundation work, happy to connect you with the folks that do it. And if you're looking at a home out there as a buyer, make sure you and your agent spend time looking over that house. If you see any of those issues, contact a foundation professional, get an inspection done, and get that seller to take care of it if you're purchasing a home. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, if I can be of any help, don't hesitate to reach out to me. At the end of this video will be my contact information. Hope you're doing well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.